So my next group of speakers, by the way, I don't know, panel discussions are great, but I love hearing from a variety of people. So my next group of speakers kind of brings it full circle for me because the original project that we did was when I was an MBA with Ad Victoriam Solutions, and our CEO, we had 8 employees at the time. Our CEO reached out to Jake Mosley. Jake Mosley went, I don't really know what a B Corp is. So Net Impact Club, he Googled it. Net Impact Club seems like a good fit. Email comes to us in the Net Impact Club, the members. And I think 4 or 5 of us show up to this meeting on the 4th floor of Corel, and we go like, that sounds cool. We still didn't really know what a B Corp was, but we decided to do this project for Ad Victoriam Solutions. I ended up continuing on that project for 3 semesters. Never hurts to buddy up with the CEO because I'm still working there 5 years later. So that all started with Net Impact, and that's kind of where this whole process started. I brought Zach in the next year and a group of students to help us prepare for our audit. Not that we really knew what an audit was or that they were going to be able to do much for us, but that kept the ball rolling. And now it comes full circle because 2 weeks ago, I was at a Net Impact meeting because they asked me to come back and speak and talk about B Corps. And so tonight I have the president of Net Impact, Erin Parks, and then I also have 2, Michael's a VP, Crystal's a member, and they're also both taking my class. So, watch what you say. And, but yeah, we're going to bring them up on stage. Erin's going to talk about Net Impact at UGA, and then Michael and Crystal are going to come up and talk about their experience working on B Corp projects in the university and what it means. Oh, Erin's coming up on her own first. Michael's looking a little shy.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. Like Nathan said, my name is Erin Parks. I'm a second-year MBA student at the University of Georgia, concentrating in marketing. And before joining the program, I was working at a nonprofit where I enjoyed the work. I was making a lot of impact there. But one of the biggest topics that we talked about was money. And so, it's not exactly something that you would think would be a big topic of conversation at a nonprofit. But it was where I really started to think about how business works. How do things work? How do you make change in the world that we live in? And that was when I started to do some more reading. I started learning about B Corps, and that this was not just a couple of corporations who wanted some good PR or wanted to, get on the sustainability train, but they were really interested in, again, changing the world and making a big impact that had a ripple effect among their employees and in their business, and their businesses were better. And then the business did good in the community. And so that was something that I really was interested in, decided that I wanted to be a part of. And so I went back to business school, and I came back to UGA specifically because honestly, Athens is home. I went to UGA the first time as well as an undergrad student. And I saw Net Impact. I saw this interest in social innovation, the concentration there, and was really excited about calling Terry home again, UGA home again, as a place to start my next journey in the business world where it looks different. And so what is Net Impact? Net Impact is a global organization that really has a mission of rallying all the people together like me, students, professionals who are interested in business doing good. And what does that look like? And how do we make that change? And so for the UGA chapter, we're dedicated to bringing those opportunities to students. There are some of my classmates here, and my classmates will come up in just a second. And so we're dedicated to bringing those opportunities to campus, exposing them to exciting business owners and entrepreneurs and people who are really taking action in this movement, and empowering them to take it to the next level and take the next steps in this movement as well. And so standing on the shoulders of giants, Dr. Chatterjee said, the club definitely, Zach is here. And so we're just trying to continue that legacy. And we also participate in community service events in the community. Michael, as the VP of Community Engagement, leads our food drive every year. And we have a lot of really great programming in the spring around career and professional development, and specifically in the space and with ESG careers. And so with that, I'll let my classmates talk about their experience in the course and what that does for them. Thank you.
Hi, friends, new and old. My name is Crystal. I'm a second-year MBA candidate focusing in social innovation. I'll start with my hard elevator pitch and then get a little bit more comfortable. I came to UGA in undergrad, and my background was in early childhood education. I wanted to change the world, and I thought the best place was to start in the people of tomorrow. But then I realized that screaming 5-year-olds was not fun, so I decided to go into property management. And in that, I got to see the impact that community had, and I was the big bad wolf that had to call and ask about paying rent and evictions, which is super not my vibe. But it really helped me to get some experience with the idea of professionalism and humanity. So I came back to school, and when the pandemic hit, it was just my time to come back. And I knew that business has a really unique opportunity to connect the world. And I don't think I even knew it, but I was saying every single thing that meant CSR, ESG, all those things. And I had no idea what Pandora's box I would open by messaging Nathan on LinkedIn. I said, hi, let's talk. And then it's Nathan. And so through that, I've made so many connections. I've fallen in love with the impact space. Honestly, I wouldn't have survived without people like Nathan, like Dr. Chatterjee, like Zach. Honestly, I think Zach was the one that told me. He was like, there's like a reincarnation. First came Nathan, then came Zach, then came Crystal, and we're all just problem kids. And problem kids are the ones that make a difference, and we're shaping the program. So big shoes to fill, but I think everyone that has come up here makes it sound like they make it look easy to get this certification, but that is hard. We're doing it right now with Maypole, and you can just see all the effort that goes behind it. But I think the important part is to notice that, like, I couldn't imagine my program experience without the path that Zach and Nathan and Jake and Dr. Chatterjee and all these people that they've paved for me. So the work that you're doing, it might be hard, but so worth it. And I'm so excited to be a part of making it better for the next Crystal.
Hey everybody, my name's Michael, and yes, I have notes. I've been over here getting hell for them, but if not, we'd be here 20 minutes later and you'd be like, what did you just say? It's the whole nine, it is, whatever. But anyway, so my name is Michael Johnson. I'm a current second-year MBA student here at the University of Georgia, focusing in HR management, social innovation, and business analytics, even though I was questioning that earlier today after my predictive analytics exam grade got back to me, but it's cool. Anyway, I completed my undergrad here at UGA in 2018, graduated with a degree in social studies ed and a degree in history. In between my time of going to school, I taught at one, obviously, given the degrees. I was a middle school history teacher, coached varsity football, middle school wrestling, middle school baseball, and a lot of different stuff. So I'm here today, as Nathan's mentioned, and some others, representing a few different groups. First off, obviously, is the MBA program, because that's what I'm, in school for. But I'm also Nathan's nonprofit board fellow, his first ever one. Please clap. Anyway, but I'm his first ever nonprofit board fellow for Be Local Georgia, and also VP of community engagement for Net Impact with Erin over here. So the reason I give all this background info is not because I want you to know my life story or I want to talk about myself, though I enjoy doing that quite often. It's because I'm here to talk about why I'm in the current stage of my life and why I'm involved in all these things in UGA and Athens, and my thoughts on how to attract people to the B Corp movement more. It's something me and Nathan have talked about a lot, and I've heard him say a lot about. So go back in time to 2013, 2014, when I'm a senior in high school. And I'm coming into UGA. I'm an intended MIS major with the international business, focus or whatever it's called. I'm going to minor in German. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm going to fly in private jets. And if you don't believe that and you don't go along with my idea or you don't want to do that, you're an idiot. So I thought that. And if you remember what I said, I ended up doing that completely changed. So during my first week of college, and this is not to get sappy or sad or anything, but my grandmother passed away and she was my best friend. She was my third parent. And it really hit me hard. So trying to deal with this, I'm sitting there talking to a lot of people that influenced me. I'm talking to a lot of, trying to figure out what do I really want to do. This made me question a lot of stuff. And my grandmother was that kind of person that would do anything for everybody. She volunteered all the time. She was the sweetest person ever. And I figured, you know what? I want to be like that too. So being the good college student that I am, I did the cliche during drop ad week of my freshman year. I changed my major and I'm like, I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to help people. And anybody that wants to make money or do business is automatically the devil. So my mindset completely changed one way to the other. So I do all that. I teach for 2 years. And then I'm like, yeah, this is not going to cut it because I'm working 60 hours a week. If you know what teachers make, you know what I'm talking about there. They don't make a lot. So I'm like, I'm not making anything. And I got burned out very quickly. So I'm sitting there having my quarter life crisis at 24. I say quarter life because God, I hope it's not half life or midlife because I'm trying to live past 48, though the weight doesn't help. But anyway, I realized I like helping people, like I did in teaching, but I also realized that, making money is not the worst thing. And, it's something I should do. So I decide during my quarter life crisis, I need to find a way that I can help people and also, make some money and enjoy a lifestyle that I want. So I decide I'm going to go back to school because I'm checking out the job market. And I found out, no offense to anybody if you have these degrees, but if you have a history degree and an education degree, the only thing you're qualified for is a history teacher. So I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. So here comes school. So after some research, I'm like, I'm going to do an MBA. That sounds cool. And I'm like, I went to UGA for undergrad. Why not go there? So I look into the program. I'm like, it might be a stretch, honestly, to get in there. But I'm like, I can do that. HR suits my skills, my interests. So that's cool. So I look into it and I see this social innovation focus. And I was like, that kind of really caught my eye because I was like, okay, that's awesome for 2 reasons. One, I'd love to add that into one of my focuses along with HR because it seems like a great way to meld my interests of wanting to eventually make some money and help people. It also showed me a lot about UGA's MBA program. And that's really what hit hard is it shows that UGA's MBA program cares more about than just like strictly business in the Milton Friedman sense. You're welcome. You're not looking. You're welcome. I should said bad stuff about Milton Friedman. I know. Anyway, and it showed that they care about the impact on the local community, the environment, being good stewards of what they've been given, and caring really about how graduates go out into the world as a force for good, not just a force for, money or status and all these things. So this really sold me on the fact that business can fit both this idea that I want of, make some money, but also do some good in the world and help people. So all this combines into my main point because you're probably like, all right, get on with your biography. But anyway, so with individuals like myself, a millennial, though I'm in that weird millennial Gen Z like crossover where I don't really know what I am, and the upcoming Gen Zers, there's a lot of opportunity for growing efforts within the B Corp movement. So our generations, you've probably heard, tend to care more about social movements, environment, and lasting impact and things. So a lot of people, though, tend to be stuck in my predicament, I feel. Like when I hit my quarter life crisis, they want to help others, but they want to make enough money to, sustain a certain lifestyle or just to get by. So this is my opinion. This is just my thoughts. But I think to attract more people, especially younger people like myself, who are entering the workforce and to bring them into the B Corp movement and to being more, conscious of their actions within business, we need to show that that this idea of helping others and making money, it's not a dichotomy. It's not, an either or. If you sell your soul and you can live a lavish lifestyle, or you can live in destitution but help others, because I feel like that's kind of the bad rap that a lot of this stuff tends to get. Talking to my friends who live in Atlanta or New York that are in investment banking, they're like, that's all good and well, but you're not going to do anything. And that dichotomy really is not good. And we need to, get rid of that stigma. So I believe that, getting rid of that stigma can be done by showing places like Atvic, Creature, Tillamook, and I give them a shout out because their cheese and ice cream is out of this world. And all these other places and people who are here today represented the B Corp movement. So these places that care but are also business savvy, places that know and understand their wider reach and impact, places that live up to their word, and also by showing that, you can be more conscious in your everyday work, even at a large corporation. A small difference, even in your actions, anything small, those eventually add up to something larger and, can really change these corporations who are never going to think of being a B Corp. They never will, but it can help make some sort of little change, and little changes are better than nothing. So, for instance, I'm going to work at a giant retailer in Atlanta. They sell home goods or home supplies and home improvement in Orange. So there you go. But anyway, I'm going there, but I don't plan to give all this stuff up because what I value and what I've learned from Nathan, Jake, Dr. Chatterjee's econ class. And I plan to carry that with me and to influence my everyday work. So as I'm wrapping up, I'm, and probably gone way over 5 minutes and rambled and mumbled and everything. But anyway, please don't take this as me preaching or saying this is what anybody needs to do or I know the answer, because I'm not an expert. I'm just working on my first B Corps assessment with Maypole this semester. But I'm simply a person who found themselves in a position that many people these days, I feel like, especially in my age, are finding themselves, and just wanted to share my thoughts on how my interests have melded, how we can help others do the same, and how this movement can grow stronger. But aside from that, here's Nathan.